ANDROCLES and the Lion. Many years ago, in the city of Rome, there lived a slave. His name was ANDROCLES. Slaves were treated quite cruelly. Very often, they were beaten and given very little food to eat. ANDROCLES' master was a trader. He used to buy and sell goods. On one of his journeys, he took ANDROCLES with him to Africa. ANDROCLES was treated very badly in this strange land. He was beaten every day and chained to a post in the night. One night, the chains were loose. ANDROCLES escaped and ran into a dark forest. That night, he ate wild fruit and washed himself in a running stream. He found a cave and lay down, tired after walking so much. He soon fell fast asleep. He woke up in the morning. Everything seemed strange to him. The forest was thick and full of strange noises. Suddenly, he heard a fearful roar behind him. ANDROCLES was terrified when he saw a fierce lion. For some unknown reason, it did not attack him. It kept on roaring. ANDROCLES realized that something was wrong and the lion needed help. Slowly, he walked up to it. There, stuck in his forepaw, was a big thorn. The lion roared in pain. The paw was sore and bleeding. Gently, ANDROCLES took out the thorn. Then he led the lion to the stream and washed its wound. The lion did not growl, nor did it attack ANDROCLES. Instead, it licked ANDROCLES, as if to say, "Thank you, friend." It also rubbed its mane against his legs. An unusual but wonderful friendship followed. ANDROCLES lived in the forest. He ate fruit and wild berries. The lion would go out and hunt. At night, both would return to sleep in the cave. The large cave was their home. One day, the lion had gone in search of food. ANDROCLES lay outside the cave, sleeping. A band of Roman soldiers passed by.
"Look, a runaway slave!"
cried the leader.
"Capture him!"
ANDROCLES was surrounded. They captured him and put him in chains. After a long journey, ANDROCLES was back in Rome. There, he lay in prison for over a year. In those days, there was a large circular stadium in Rome. The emperor and the Roman people sat and enjoyed watching prisoners and runaway slaves being fed to lions, tigers and bears. One day, ANDROCLES was taken out of prison. He was led into the stadium. All around, there were Romans in a festive mood. They were shouting at the top of their voices,
"Bring on the lions! Let them loose!"
At the end of the stadium were large iron gates. A strong but hungry lion strolled out. It saw ANDROCLES kneeling in the middle of the stadium. It had been starved for days and could not wait to get its teeth into him. The crowd all around was shouting with joy. They were very excited. ANDROCLES lifted his eyes in fear. The crowd shouted,
"Kill the slave! Kill the slave!"
The emperor and the holiday crowd of Romans were now shocked to see something that had never happened before. The lion stopped in its tracks for a moment. It then ran up to ANDROCLES and licked his face and hands. ANDROCLES realized It was his friend from the forests of Africa. A quiet hush fell around the stadium. Androcles had his arm around the lion's neck. He was talking to him. The crowd was shocked. Someone shouted,
"This man has special powers. He can tame and control wild beasts."
Release him! Set him free!
cried another man. The emperor, who was as shocked as everyone else, rose from his throne. He gave the thumbs-up sign. This meant that the slave's life was to be spared. Androcles and the lion were set free. They lived happily together in a little villa just outside the city of Rome.